Commence. Hi, it's Armored Core time. This time, Tommy died. Something about clone degeneration. I don't know, the guys at the lab, I mostly ignored them. We brought Anthony and Alonzo to replace him until we can grow a new one. Hi, guys. Introduce yourselves.
Hey, Batch.
Hey, Batch.
I'm here to replace Tommy. I have to capture his essence.
That I don't think that was the Tommy essence.
First of all, fuck you. Second of all, that was absolutely the Tommy essence.
I don't know.
Essence of Tommy, a new perfume you can buy.
But
Made from 100% Tommy.
Well,
So what
since
the fuck is this game? I've
Maybe
never
it's
even seen
Maybelline,
this
maybe
before.
it's Tommy.
Maybe it's
No.
you. Answer your question, Anthony. This is Armored Core 3. It's the game with the robots.
that answers almost nothing. I still have questions.
Armored Core is a series of video games.
And
It is a series of third-person mecha action games as developed by From Software between the years of 1997 and 2013, soon to have its
Wait, are we talking about that from Soft?
Yes, the ones who made Dark Souls.
oh boy,
But
Oh,
first
I
they
was
made
thinking of-
Kingsfield.
I was thinking that their only indie title, Sekiro.
Of course.
No, their true indie title is fucking Ninja Blade. It's the one game no one remembers.
That's not even a real game. That's fake.
Yes,
fake.
Ninja Blade. Totally fake.
That looks like it's made of like the thinnest fucking what do you call it? Like the thinnest ass microchip, and it feels like it would melt in my hand.
It's supposed
That's
to
a
be a
map.
map of this whole ass underground society, because we are just underground now. Why? Capitalism.
Okay, now hear me out. Maybe we shouldn't run from the capitalism, but instead embrace it into our lives as a true family member. I think that's why it's attacking people. It's
You're funny.
afraid.
Well, anyways, we're underground, and now we get to go blow shit up. There is a plot.
I don't have any horse in the race of capitalism anyway. But just for transparency, this episode is brought to you by Coca-Cola, Cherry Vanilla.
Not actually sponsored by Coca-Cola.
No,
I
it's
don't drink
100%
Coca-Cola.
sponsored by Coca-Cola.
Anthony is sponsored by Coca-Cola. I'm not.
Why does this game look like this?
Because I'm in a constructed forest.
What system is this actually on?
Originally
no
released
idea-
for the
I've no-
PlayStation 2, but I'm running it on PCSX 2.
Okay,
Max, you're
perfect.
not supposed to say that.
First of all, emulation is legal.
It is legal. That's correct. You don't need a lawyer
Yes.
to figure that one out. You just need to be kind of smart.
Emulation is very legal. It's the acquiring of illegal ROMs that we totally don't do that is the illegal part.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a copy of the game that we got from the maid, so we're fine.
We got it from Soft.
Yeah. No, I called Hidetaka Miyazaki himself, and I said, "Hey, man, I need
You
to."
called Hip Tanaka.
I won't put out a review on Ninja Blade if you give me a copy of.
Give me
Armored Core 4
an old
Advanced.
copy you got of Armored Core 3 that I can dump onto my PC, and so I can play it as part of my little YouTube channel.
With 200 subscribers as of now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm expecting the number to lower by the time we get done with this
Oh,
playthrough.
of course. That
because it's a
raised
FromSoft
dramatically
game.
because Armored Core fans are like Bionicle fans. They're all gay.
Oh,
and
dude, should
they're
I make
all
him really
fucking-
angry? Will that give us subscribers?
We
game looks
don't
like
need
shit.
rage bait.
This game's probably older than some of the. I don't know what the analytics look like, but I'd assume this game is probably older than some of the people watching this video.
Undoubtedly. Most games are older than some people. There are games older than
Max,
me.
I've never heard such a prophetic line of reasoning. Everything's older than somebody.
Oh, I did the mission fast enough. This is one of those missions where we did one earlier in the playthrough, where it's like, oh, if you do the mission, you take on fast enough. It's like, oh, you can do a part 2. And I think the part 2 for this one is if you do it fast enough, you get the Karasawa, which is a big-ass laser rifle that's really good at absolutely wrecking people's shit. You don't get the Moonlight Sword in this mission, though. I think you picked that one
Wait,
up
the
for-
Moonlight Greatsword's in this fucking game?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's in every
it's called,
FromSoft game.
It's called Codename Moonlight,
And
and it's hidden within the
find
map. Well, in the first game, it's literally hidden within one of the maps, and you
It's
have
like
to
in a
go back
sewer.
and find it.
Or not a sewer. It's in like an ancient ruin that I
Yeah.
think is a sewer.
It's in the ancient ruins of futuristic robots.
Yeah.
I.e., underground New York.
Oh, you're telling me that this game has the same backstory as Archie Sonic?
Yeah,
Probably.
I did it, guys.
they
I
share
brought
the
it back.
same universe.
Every episode that
Yeah.
I'm in has to have it's in my fucking contract. It has to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog.
I have to talk about homoeroticism and trains. I'm bisexual and I love trains.
He also gets fucked in the ass by men, big meat beefy men.
On occasion. God, the first time I did
I'm
thought that was
big
Tails.
beefy man.
ass kicked. I gotta kite all
Okay,
the
so
missiles.
I'm assuming this is this level thing, but I can't see shit.
It is just a level thing. It's
It's
low
also,
visibility.
what is it? Limitations in rendering.
No, all the fog in here, this is purely stylistic choice. Other missions have much better visibility. Why can't we see a goddamn thing? We're in a swamp.
And as you know, swamps ruin your vision cortex.
Of course. I'm just fucking dumping missiles at these jets because I
Isn't
don't feel
this
it.
game taking place entirely underground?
Yes.
You guys, it's like wee.
Where does the light come from?
Gonna hit you
Probably an artificial
from the
sun.
sun. Duh.
No, it's underground. Everything
I don't
is
want to
underground.
hear it.
You think we forgot how to build lights, Ark?
Yeah. Also, don't you know that the Earth is hollow and that the core is where the sun is?
Obviously.
Yes, I have seen Journey to the Center of the Earth, both the original and the remake.
I haven't.
You know anything about the original movie, Journey to the Center of the Earth, you know that it's fucking weird.
It's batshit. Complete batshit
It's
insanity.
just pure 90s nonsense.
Fuck. Wasn't it made in like the
Fanatics.
70s though?
It might have been, actually. It might have been 89.
I've got no fucking idea. You think they grew a new Tommy yet?
I don't know. We'll know if he joins us for this little endeavor. If not, he'll be here for the next one.
Well, he's just not.
Okay, never mind. There was numerous movies before then. The first one was in 1959,
I'm sorry.
Journey
That's
to
way
the
too
Center
long.
of the Earth.
I think
That's
that's the
way too
one I
long.
saw like a bit of when I was a kid. One of those like family movie night things that I didn't really attend because I was a moody teenager. But
I feel
also
like this
my
You don't
movie
family
like to
has
be.
been
You
remade
don't. What you
so-
don't like to just be forced to do something with a bunch of people.
No, especially when I don't like being around them.
Yeah.
Okay, which one's the first one and which one's the... Oh
You're
yeah,
gonna
there
have
was,
family fun and you're gonna love it.
there was one that came out in 1989. There was another one that came out in 1977, then 1959, then 2008, then 2008 again. Is that a separate movie or are these the same movie?
Well, one is the HD remaster where they bumped up the textures to 4K, but that's all they did.
And then there's the one with, and then there's the other. There's 3 in 2008.
Why were there
There's
three?
literally 3 different Journey to the Center of the Earth movies. In
What do you
2008.
mean there were 3? What?
Or maybe it's just listing 3. No, wait.
What do you mean it's just listing 3? How do you have 3 in one
Why is it
year?
listing 3 here? Okay,
I mean, isn't the original Journey to the Center of the Earth like public domain?
there's literally 3 different. Okay, there's 3
Is it?
different movies of Journey to the Center of the Earth that came out in 2008. 3 different ones, like 3 separate ones.
What in God's name?
There was the director
Ow.
film one. There was the theatrical film that had fucking what's his name? Brendan Fraser and Josh Hutcherson.
Did you say Frazier?
Brendan Fraser.
You put some respect on that boy's name. He looks like Leon Kennedy in the fucking early Tomb Raiders.
Yeah,
Tommy, put
there's
it on screen.
literally 3 different Journey to the Center of the Earth movies that came out in 1 year. Why?
I didn't realize that there were that many.
Yeah, there's
What have we
literally.
stumbled?
What is it?
We've stumbled upon a fucking like nightmare dimension.
There's 1,
my canon
2,
event
3,
finding
4,
this
5,
shit out.
6, 7, 8. 8 different movies.
I have a question.
Oh fuck!
I have a
I'm
question.
good. I'm
And
good.
then there's also the Spanish version of it that was made in 1977.
Max, how do you know when you're finished?
Oh shit.
It'll say mission accomplished. Mission complete?
There we go. I made it. Fuck.
Yeah, there it is.
I had like no health left and the missile was heading right for me. I pissed away my entire energy gauge and had to wait for it to recharge.
Wait, so there was a 1989 and a 1993 film. 2 separate
So-
films.
We're all talking about different movies.
They're... Oh my god! I'm so confused. Because I know I've seen a couple of them. Okay, the 1977 one was an Australian animated film. It was an animated film? Okay. The original was 1959. This one came out a long ass time ago. The one that most people think of for the one that they think of is probably the 1989, but then there's the 1993 one, which is really weird because it has some. I think it's the 1989 one that has the weird guy who wants to fuck the old man. but
I'm
the old
sorry.
man
Okay,
disappears.
now you've lost me. What the fuck is going on?
Well, Journey to the Center of the Earth is effectively just it's kind of like a retelling of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea in a weird way.
Jules Verne.
I think it's somewhat based on that. I don't know.
Guess who has the Karasawa, by the way, now? Hell yeah.
No, wait, no, it's
Let's
based
go.
off of
On the subject of the game,
The game.
I was watching a video earlier titled "The Atmosphere of Tekken 4," and it summarized this aesthetic much better than I could. And this is probably my favorite video game aesthetic in general. What year did this game come out?
Armored Core 3?
2003?
2003. Okay,
No,
that
this
makes
game
sense.
came out in 2002.
2000. Okay, that makes even more sense. 2000 to 2005 was
Yeah,
like the
Tekken 4
height.
came out in 1997, right? Or
Oh,
1990?
you're talking about that
Four.
that same fucking aesthetic that Metal Gear Solid 2 had. That kind of like high
Metal Gear
tech
Solid
kind of
1 and 2.
hexagons,
Oh, it's
glowy
2002.
lines and shit. almost kinda like
Hexagons.
Tron.
The bouncer was the one that was in the video. The bouncer by Square Enix. There is a lot of games around that era that use it. I think there was this one. What the fuck? It was like a number for the name.
Only
It
the
was on
bouncer had
GameCube.
better story and gameplay.
And game and most things.
Most things. It did have. It did have.
It had
what's
Sora,
his name?
so that was cool.
Effectively, it literally just looked like Sora, except it wasn't Sora. It was
I
some.
mean, it's the same
other
guys.
Sora,
It's the
Kingdom
same
Hearts.
team, pretty much.
I know that guy.
Kingdom Hearts.
It was Toya Hara.
Hearts.
What is his name? What is the
Anyway.
main artist? The lead artist of the one who made all the belts. Who's that
Tetsuya
guy?
Yeah.
Nomura.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was the one who worked on that game.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
He's the character designer, at the very least. But I really, really love this aesthetic. It's basically like nihilistic futurism.
That's basically Armored Core. Nihilistic futurism.
I like the like very strangely melancholic but also like trippy interface that this type of game uses. And you were right, Twin Snakes was one of the ones that he Twin Snakes and MGS2 were the games that he also showed off. And I agree. that and Tekken 4, like they have this very strange aesthetic to them, which hasn't been around since the early 2000s. And it's one of like the main Y2K aesthetics, I think.
It's really good. I don't think I have enough to purchase a new core. I don't have enough to purchase a new core.
You have legit no money.
Yeah,
You're right. I have no money. I'm broke as shit. Time to go commit
You're
more
gonna use
atrocities.
all that money for ammo anyway.
It's time to commit war
No, I
crimes.
lost a ton of money in that last mission from ammo and repairs.
Is it crimes taking place during war, or is it crimes because it's war?
It's crimes because of both.
Anyways, this is the part where Armored Core becomes a fighting game, and I run the arena.
You don't lose
Let's
money
go.
or resources on this one, right?
No, the arena. The only game where you can potentially lose money in the arena is Armored Core Last Raven, but that's because you have to put in like a bet, or like you have to put money into the pot or whatever, a down payment.
I'm assuming this is essentially your training mode.
Oh no! This is just
No.
straight up duels. What the fuck is
This
this
is
guy
like
doing?
you're trying to
You're stuck
move
on
up
the wall.
ranks. The advantage of
Not
this
for long.
mode is that nobody can die.
Hell yeah! I get hit once and now I'm fucking losing all my health because I overheated. Let's go.
Where is your health?
Top
It's,
left. That
AP
number
here.
labeled AP.
Okay. That
I think
makes
it
sense.
counts as armor points. That's what
Yes,
it's
armor
called.
points.
It's like how what is it?
The more
There's
I look at
other-
this, the more it reminds me of virtual on cyber, whatever the fuck that
Cyber
game is
Troopers.
called.
I wouldn't be surprised if FromSoft took an inspiration from Virtual On. Fuck.
It looks like virtual on, honestly, which is not a bad thing. I love that game, even though it controls like a
kicked.
fucking maniac designed it.
Probably because of. Oh, if you want to know how this game controls, shoulder buttons control your strafing and up and down camera movement. The D-pad is tank controls.
Oh, that's
That
fine.
makes sense. That kind of makes sense for this era, though. This is 2002, so it's before the gaming, it's before the game industry kind of universalized 3D cameras. Because
standardized is really what it is, because there were games at this
There's-
time that did have it, but
it was like super fucking limited. And two, like even fucking Resident Evil 4 came out in like 2005, didn't it?
well, like
Yeah, it did.
I'd say the main thing that you look at to think of like what game franchise standardized the use of the joystick controls is Halo.
Halo, and then one other game for the PS1. It was an Aliens game, I believe.
It was like an
Uh,
Alien versus Predator game specifically. I could be wrong though. Don't take my word for it.
I'm pretty sure that's correct. It was at least Alien, but it had the twin stick default controls that you would expect to see it in Call of Duty. And my
Yeah.
favorite part about it is that one, it did control well, but two, all the critics at the time said it was overcomplicated and would never work in any other type of game.
Which is really funny in hindsight.
It's fucking hilarious.
It's really ironic how when you have new, better things, people are like, "Ew, I don't like it." But as soon as you get used to it, you're like, "I can't believe we
This
did
is
anything else."
better. Because, good lord, have you ever tried to play Perfect Dark with its original control scheme?
I'd rather not.
I haven't even played Perfect
I
It's
Dark.
not
haven't.
good.
I can only,
Uh,
but considering it was what, the N64 or
To be fair, if you actually do, I believe Perfect Dark had a, you can use two controllers for one
Oh my
player
God.
thing, and it actually controlled pretty damn well.
What?
I believe that's the case because it basically uses the modern setup for controls. Just, of course, you have two controllers, but
that sounds like a nightmare. But hey, if it works,
it worked and it felt like a regular game. And if you play it through emulators, it just feels like a regular game. The thing that made it interesting though, because I actually really like Perfect Dark, because it's basically 007 but much better. It feels more like a modern game than it should. Its biggest thing is it uses the D-pad for movement, and the joystick for aiming, and it has like actually like complete aim, not like Doom or 007 where you're restricted to horizontal space. My biggest issue is that that's what, back when they were still like shooters for consoles were still doing that thing where instead of moving the camera, they moved your fucking gun and then the camera. So you're basically, you know what I'm talking about, where like the crosshair has to reach a certain point before you start turning. So you're basically light gunning on the screen. And that shit's awful.
Yeah, but that sounds fucking terrible.
Yeah, that shit's awful because it makes it to where precision aiming is really tiring, because if you let go of the stick, it goes back to the center. It doesn't stay where you aim. So fucking thank God in the 360, or was it 360? I think it was 360 remake. They just make it function like Halo or every fucking other shooter.
They made it function like an
good
actual
lord, could you
video game.
imagine playing something like CS or like Call of Duty with a fucking mobile crosshair like that? Good lord.
Sucks so bad.
Well, there are games that do like kind of a lazy aim where you move the camera and the gun will kind of move in the same direction of it as it, but like it's not
Slightly
like fixed in
before.
the center of the screen. Kind of like Insurgency Sandstorm. That's a game that does it. That's the first one I can think of off the top of my head.
But it doesn't affect your actual aim, does it?
It does.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, basically, if you look to the right, your gun's going to be pointing to the right of the screen. You look to the left, it's going to move towards the left, up, down, all that as well. This does mean that you can have your basically only have recoil and not have bloom, which means you can in fact put like a red dot or a laser or something, not a red dot, a laser on your gun, and then you can hip fire with that, and it'll go exactly where that laser is pointing. It's not going to arbitrarily bloom.
More games need to have lasers as a thing you can attach to your gun.
Yeah, like a laser
Because
sight.
The laser sights are so fucking cool, and I blame Resident Evil 4 for making me think that.
Huh.
Because, good lord, do you have any idea how sad I am that not every single weapon in that game has a laser sight?
Very.
Only like 3, and the modders haven't fixed it, and I'm sad.
They still haven't fixed it yet.
Yeah.
Where you can use.
Where you can use it on everything.
Yeah.
They've added it to other guns, but not every gun, and I'm sad because it looks so good.
Dang.
It also makes the game play more fun because you can aim so much more like efficiently, because it always goes exactly where you're pointing it.
Oh, I was gonna say earlier before I lost the thought that
You were lost in thought all along.
That Armored Core with its kind of ass backwards, but it might have been a stylistic choice once we entered the PS2 era. Those controls stayed oh, Jesus Christ, I'm not as fast as I thought I was. Those controls stayed consistent in Armored Core until Armored Core Nexus, which was the 8th game in the series and the 5th released on the PS2.
Good lord.
Bear in mind,
if you have a control scheme that's specifically like, because from what I understand, Armor Core is supposed to be played like you're actually in the machine, so it plays really weird.
yeah. At least
So you're
I
actually
think that's
using-
how they kind of just
Envisioned it.
Obviously, I think they figured, well, we can still have that kind of feeling more in just the way it feels to move more than, the controller itself.
Have
think-
they ever released a controller for this series?
Not
Like-
that I know of, but it would be really fucking
Because-
cool if they did.
Because I would imagine that the type of controller they would release would be a fucking like a dual joystick, very similar to the
Steel Battalion
controller on the virtual. Have you ever played the virtual on
I have.
arcade machine?
Fuck. I have.
It is
I got fucked
a
up.
fucking trip to play. Because it's twin stick, but it's got those massive like 90s Gundam control joysticks with a
Yeah.
bunch of buttons on them for different effects.
Well,
and
no,
the thing is,
what I always think of when I think big ass controller for mech games is Steel Battalion. 40 buttons.
I don't know what that looks like.
Oh, Tommy, put it on screen. Ark, find an image and put it in the chat for Anthony to look
What?
at. That or Anthony, Google it yourself. The Steel
what is it
Battalion.
What was it called?
Steel Battalion. Just look up the controller.
Steel Battalion. Okay.
That thing is fucking nuts, and I love it.
What the fuck? That's not a controller. That's a fucking that's not a controller at all. That's a fucking radio interface.
That's what's required to play Steel Battalion.
Holy shit.
That was a
It's
P-
required?
That was an Xbox
That is
only release.
required to play Steel Battalion.
You literally couldn't play it with the standard controller.
Yeah. And it's
I'm assuming this game did not make very much money if that's
Oh.
the case.
fuck no, but it was released for the original Xbox, so we were still in that era of like really goddamn weird
So
controllers and shit.
when are we gonna get the oh, what the fuck? I had it in my
There
head.
was
What
a
is it
sequel
called?
to this game.
Mad Cats. I want the Mad Cats Steel Battalion controller.
Let's go. Mad Cats, if you're listening, we know you're not, but like if you are,
They're
give us.
still making controllers, but the
Okay.
controllers they make now are good, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so there was a sequel to Steel Battalion. It did not have the same box. It was actually made for the Kinect.
And it had it was a neat concept.
It actually used the controls very well. It's just very niche. Incredibly niche.
Well, okay, the game itself was like a weird hybrid of using a standard Xbox controller and the Kinect. And the setup was really cool. It was like this kind of like future where in like I think in like the 2010s or the 2020s, a bacteria or bug or whatever that eats silicon shows up and utterly destroys all modern computing, effectively sending the world back to like the tech level of the 1940s. So you've got these like kind of diesel punk World War II looking ass mechs in the year 2080. You got all these. It's really cool, and the mechs aren't piloted by single operators; they're piloted by tank crews, effectively. Because in the original Steel Battalion, and very much so in Heavy Armor, they're called vertical tanks, and they really and they were like, "Hey, tanks are crewed by crews, not one guy." And as part of having a crew in there, one of the integrated functions of the Kinect is when your crewmates get stressed the fuck out from being in a hail of gunfire, you have to slap them to get them to get their shit together.
That's actually a pretty cool little detail.
They can die too, and like you can go through crewmates and all that, but eventually I think you can run out of replacement crew, so you have to start operating the gunnery and radio operations yourself. And it just becomes this whole fucking thing. And it's really cool. And it was absolutely held back by the Kinect being a piece of shit.
Of course.
Yeah, the Kinect was not good.
Yeah. It's why it's like one of the few oh my god, I'm getting absolutely fucked by those little
It was
drones.
just a very disappointing version of the Wii, but after the Wii's niche went
what was
away.
weird? The fucking the PlayStation Move or whatever the fuck the PlayStation's Wiimote was called.
That's what it was called, the PlayStation
Yeah,
Move.
PlayStation Move.
It was actually really good.
Oh,
It just
incredible.
had
never
no
had one.
fucking games.
Exactly. It was underutilized. I think it had 2 games.
Yeah, one of them was what the fuck is it called?
Most of the games, most
No
of
More
the
Heroes.
PlayStation Move games
Yeah.
were like
I
just
forgot about that.
integrations in other games like Resistance 3 and Little Big Planet.
Yeah, but like if you ever play the fucking like Wii Sports, the PlayStation Sports or whatever.
I have not. I didn't even know that
It-
existed.
Well, yeah, it's got like its own like tie-in game. The thing is, it has significantly more accuracy than a Wiimote does. Like a lot more.
Neat.
And it makes me sad that they didn't really did anything. But also, motion control sucked. So
Yeah,
kinda
they
not
were
sad.
only popular because it was the Wii, and the Wii's popularity with them was only for a certain period of time before it just faded out of faded into
Oh yeah, it
obscurity.
made a metric ass load of money before like fading into obscurity.
Yeah.
Oh, always.
It costed us a lot of games that could have been really good that just ended up being very upsetting.
No,
I'd say it was also the beginning.
I don't want another L. Fuck.
Nintendo's bloatware, or not bloatware, shovelware. That was Nintendo's age of shovelware in the most sense of shovelware. Those games
Yeah, it
on
makes
that
me
thing
sad.
were
'Cause there's a
fucking
lot of
garbage.
like very decent games that got shafted by the fact that they were stuck on the Wii. Like,
yeah.
Metroid Other M is a pretty decent remake of Metroid Fusion that was fucking. They were like, we're on the Wii. Why don't we make things simpler and only let you play this 3D game with the Wii mode on its side?
Or what is it? The
What?
wonderful,
It's
the
fucking
wonderful
terrible.
Wii U, and all of the games that went on it to just fade into obscurity for a lot of them.
It makes me. You know what makes me upset?
What's that?
That we didn't get Kid Icarus Uprising 2 on the Wii U. So fucking
Yes.
pissed about that.
That's
Could
a
you
really
imagine?
dumb thing. They
Could
did
you imagine?
so. They didn't do enough with the 3DS or help with making the 3DS just go to.
I mean, the 3DS has got some really good games, but I'm just sad. I want Kid Icarus 2. Kid Icarus Uprising was fucking amazing. How has it not gotten a sequel? I'm pretty sure it's because the developers didn't want there to be one, but I want there to be one, though.
That's all that matters.
But
Why
I
is this
need it.
I am probably always going to be coping.
I found another unknown or often forgotten From Software game.
Oh
It was
yeah.
published by Activision, actually.
Oh good God.
It's called Lost Kingdoms. This is interesting. I've never even seen.
But I've never lost a condom.
Yeah,
Don't
there's
lie to me,
two
Anthony.
games, so it actually, I guess, it was popular enough that it was published by Activision both times. Weird.
You think I use condoms, Max? I just manually scoop it out every time.
Anthony.
Wait, there were Mega Man X games? Oh yeah, no. Never mind. My brain is running bare capacity.
Why are you
Barely.
laughing at my skills, Alonzo? I don't appreciate it. You're making fun of my scooping skills.
Hit.
Can you scoop fast enough?
I'm gonna set up a build for the next episode to try to take out that one arena AC who's kicked my ass like 3 times now.
Do it.
Not credits.
Oh no.
I am gonna cap this episode with I think Steel Battalion is one of the Steel Battalion Heavy Armor is like one of the few games that I'd be like, yo, it would be really cool if they remade this in VR. That's it. No other games. I'm like, I think it would be cool if they remade it in VR. Only Heavy Armor, so I could slap my fucking crewmates when they have a realistic response to being in a combat scenario. Anyways, thank you for watching this 30.
Don't fucking fall asleep, you pussy! And then you smack them really hard on their penis.
Pretty much.
Oh.
Anyways, thank you for watching our 33-minute episode of Armored Core 3. We'll see you in the next one.
Donate to our
probably.
personal charities where we
We're the charity. Donate to us.
The charity that's totally not a money laundering front. We promise.
it's not. Don't whoever told you that.
They
Probably.
were lying,
They're
and
probably-
We will find them.
They're probably a child eater.
We have sent
Actually.
people out already for them.
Anyways, good night.